most favorite part is the music. The brass bands, the music itself they play, the marches, they have a very specific sound. Like you have here in the UK, you have the brass bands in Yorkshire who have their own very specific sound. And so do the Bavarians have. And this is, from my point of view, the nicest part about the Oktoberfest. Many people do associate the Oktoberfest with beer drinking and wine drinking and getting heavily drunk. It's not something we like to promote. We are looking more at the cultural side and bring over the band who are playing in their original costumes. So you will see lederhosen for the boys and dirndls for the girls. We have been very heavily supported by local companies, and they gave us tremendous sponsorship and support.
Dirk de Jong, the organiser of the Lincoln Oktoberfest, welcoming drinkers to the Lincolnshire Showground at the start of what he hopes will be a successful evening. He's good-humoured, he's keen to point out that the event will raise money for charity, and as you can tell, he's German. He's also keen that there won't be any trouble. You see, the combination of lots of strong beer and young people is something which in the UK can mean problems. But this is a very German event.
Well, the Oktoberfest as such is one of the most popular events. Like the last one in Munich, had about 6 million visitors over 18 days. I would say Oktoberfest is definitely worldwide, and wherever you go you find all over the world a copy of the Oktoberfest. Now, we only have one evening, but we are attracting 750. The Oktoberfest is a brand on its own and is very popular already in the UK. I've been 3 times to Oktoberfest in Munich and once to the Cannstatter Wiesn in Stuttgart, and I do enjoy every single visit. It is a completely different world out there for 2 weeks in Munich. They start round about at 10 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and the tremendous amount of people going through it. You have a very large fun fair with very exotic rides in there as well, and then you have, I believe it is 8 tents, and each brewery within the vicinity of Munich have their own tent. Now, don't compare it with a tent like we think of on a camping ground. It is massive. The stage alone in the middle of a tent for the musicians, it's massive. It's raised, and yes, you do see regularly people dancing on the tables and going along with the music and the beer and the food. As I said, the atmosphere is very unique.
So he believes that the whole German way will transfer quite nicely, and why not? There are lots of things that us Brits and the Germans have in common. Also, this is not some city centre 2-for-1 booze-fueled free-for-all. There is culture, music and fine wine. Mark Brewer is the president of the FFN, a wine tasting appreciation society. Here's what he had to say.
We're actually a twin organisation with the FFN Neustadt. What we do is we help promote the twinning between Lincoln and Neustadt, and also promote the wines from the Palatinate region. The wines that we've got on today, we've got a number of different wines, right the way, red, white, rosé, medium, dry, sweet wines as well. And also we've got quite a special one on tonight, which is actually a Sekt, which is the German equivalent of champagne. So which is absolutely, it's beautiful. We think it's better than champagne because obviously it's German. But what we're here tonight really just to raise the awareness of the FFN and also to make money for local charities. We do wine tastings right throughout the UK. We're all volunteers, total voluntary organisation. And it's the first Oktoberfest we've actually done though, as a Lincoln organisation. So it's a learner for us. I'm actually emceeing the night later on, so I should be trying to get everyone swaying left and right, which might be a little bit difficult when the stage actually isn't in the middle. A lot of people don't think the Germans make good red wine because they don't export it. They keep it for themselves. That's why you don't see much German red in supermarkets, because they do make it, they make some really good red, but they keep it in the country. But we bring it in to sell and to do our wine tasting.
One of the famous beers in Germany is Erdinger. It's just outside Munich. And we will have Erdinger Dunkel and Helles available, and also wheat beer. Wheat beer is known here in Weizen in Germany. It's not as strong as the North German beer. It is, children are being raised on that beer.
But surely if our two cultures have so much in common, we also must share the same problems. Mark Cargill, who has lived in both Germany and the UK, compares both our drinking habits.
My name is Mark Cardwell. At the moment I'm working for a firm called Colas Rail, where I'm employed to be a service engineer for the on-track machines. They're the machines that will maintain the railways in a safe condition. So I was in the Royal Air Force for 25 years in total, of which 4 years were spent abroad in Germany. I married a German. We stayed married for about 4 years and we lived off base, so I was mixing with the locals quite well. The German, that's quite a strong drinking culture, but it's very organised. They won't go out and get wildly drunk. Whereas you can sit like a beer fest, Oktoberfest is the famous one. They'll sit there and drink all night long without any rowdy behaviour. There will be dancing and singing and banging of jugs on the tables, but it's controlled. I went to a few Oktoberfests, yes, all very enjoyable. Unfortunately, I may have drunk a little bit too much occasionally. When I went across with fellow Brits, we drank a lot faster, but we behaved ourselves. I think that's the barmaid's fault, because they come out and they can hold huge containers of beer, about 5 to the hand. So you're obliged to drink it. They tend to drink more in quieter bars, and they'll drink smaller portions of beer. You know, like we drink a pint of beer, they'll have a half pint glass, and they won't drink after drink until they get fallen over drunk. It's more social affair instead of just trying to forget what you're doing.
Did you see any rowdiness from the Germans?
Only once, and then it was just an argument in the street. There was no actual fighting. I've very rarely seen the police come to any incidents, but mainly I was drinking in villages and stuff like that. Like, for example, you go out on a Friday night and they had a log to the side of the bar and they put a nail on it, try and hit the nail into the log in one hit. I suppose that's equivalent to maybe playing darts, but they played darts as well.
One of the concerns I had with the event was the problem of hooliganism. I spoke to Andreas Schneider, who was the treasurer of the Lincoln Oktoberfest. Here's what he had to say about that statement.
If we had organized like some event organizer who speculates that he can make money through having an event where he invites anybody, then that could have been the case. Here we have pre-sold tickets to the slightly older generation, and we will sell no tickets at the door. So if anyone turns up, they can't come in. And then we have organized security so that in the event of someone in the hall drinking too much and falling out of a good orderly situation, we can deal with it.
But it's not just about drinking. The other thing the Germans have in common with us is good food. In the kitchen, we are more used to plum bread and Lincolnshire sausages. In Bavaria, it's Spargel, Sauerbraten and Schnitzel.
We've tried to get a German theme carried throughout the sandwich without the hot food. We've got traditional bratwurst with sauerkraut and the schnitzel, pork schnitzel, and the German burger. I can't pronounce it, but it's a mixture of pork, beef, eggs and bread made it into a traditional German burger. On the dessert side, we've got pretzels and strudels and stollen. So we've got a mixture of everything, a German theme through, but tried to cater to all tastes for everybody.
That all sounds and looks delicious. Let's try the schnitzel.
Tastes like chicken goujons. Delicious. If you ever go to the Oktoberfest, buy the schnitzel.
The real schnitzel comes from Vienna and is a piece of veal, very flat piece of veal in breadcrumbs and then fried. But schnitzels these days are also pork steaks, then done in breadcrumbs.
But enough of what myself and the organisers think. Here's your thoughts on the Oktoberfest.
Heard about it through the Rotary. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Wortley. This has the ideal basis of Bavaria and what the Oktoberfests are all about in terms of the wine or the beer and music evenings. And I've been to Bavaria in southern Germany quite a few times, and I wanted to see what it was like. And I think it's a wonderful evening.
Music,
The music's good, very uplifting.
the dress, the people in the outfit.
Atmosphere and all, it's great.
It's been brilliant, great atmosphere, really good, really friendly between the English and the Germans and everybody. I think everyone just seems to be having a really good time. I'm here to see the bands. I like to watch the bands and I'm loving it up to now. It's been brilliant. Both of them has been really good.
It's quite nice to hear all the German bands and to hear the Lincoln brass band playing German music as well. Everybody seems to be having a lot of fun, and there's German beer, which is great. The sausages are really nice as well. What are they called?
Bratwurst.
Yeah, that. German food is really nice. I did try the schnitzel. I liked it very much. It's probably quite expensive to buy normally because it's made of veal, isn't it? And veal is quite expensive, but it was very nice. All the food's been very nice, and the beer is very good as well.
And I've only had 3 pints, and I would have said it's a fantastic evening, there's a great atmosphere going on, and I'm enjoying the beer.
The general feeling was that most of you did enjoy the music and the German and English relations. I spoke to Dirk about the band. Here's what he had to say.
The size of the Oktoberfest was not really determined at the beginning, only by asking a German band to come over. We expected to have maybe 10 or 12 of the musicians to turn up. And when asked in the club how many would like to come, out of the 36, 35 raised their hand. So instead of 12 people, we have now in total 37 coming over, which is quite a strong Umpa band, who are playing in their original costumes. So you will see lederhosen for the boys and dirndls for the girls.
So all in all, the Oktoberfest was a huge sellout success, and there was no trouble or hooliganism at the event, which is a good thing. It seems the German influence was a positive one, and there are already plans to expand the Oktoberfest for next year.
We have one big hall. The exhibition hall is, I believe, 70 times 18 meters. So it's a very long hall, and the stage is basically nearly in the middle of the hall. Maybe next year we will have a second tent.